This is part 4 of the Arbiter's Grounds, and in this part, we're finally going to be getting this awesome item that we've been talking about for the entire dungeon.
And we're going to use it for like 15 minutes of the game. It's going to be over with.
Oh, but it's so worth it for the boss fight eventually.
Man, that spike bar spinny thingy, that's pretty awesome.
How it doesn't get me right there.
Yeah, you got close. I've made a couple close calls, though.
Oh, for sure. Oh, I'll never forget the Shadow Temple in Ocarina of Time. You had a couple close calls with those
the guillotine, yeah. Might use my sword to duck under them.
Yep.
That thing also got me a lot, though, too.
Yeah. But we're also going to be fighting the mini-boss, obviously, to get the dungeon item.
And that's like I forgot what that one was exactly. I know a lot of bads like go away when you beat it.
It starts out just a giant sword. It's like a phantom holding a sword.
Oh, okay, I remember now.
It's weird. He's not a tough fight, except for me struggling with the bow a couple times.
Well, I was just going to say because we're that good, but...
I don't know why I felt like throwing that skull in there.
What, I went over there?
Yeah, that skull was ticking me. Oh, I think I was trying to make that.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So I do have a reason for that.
Because you did fall down there.
Yeah.
It's not in this video.
There's not a reason for a lot of things I do, but at least that had a purpose.
Just being a rebel, man. You're just being a rebel. You know what? You can throw that stone, so you throw it. Remember Dodongo's cabin when I took that random bomb and just threw up the side?
Yeah,
do it.
Like, get away from me, Bob.
I mean, when you have powered bombs, well, those are skulls, but when you have powered bombs, why not?
But yeah, it was a little tougher when they throw those 2 Stalfos at you. How many of those have I rolled into now? I swear.
Yeah, well, that makes more sense than the wolf.
Yeah.
Because the wolf, I know, 4 legs and his lower, center of gravity's lower,
you're crawling around.
And his nose barely hits it, it just stops him right in his track.
Yeah.
Actually, it knocks him back. That makes no sense whatsoever.
That is actually a very easy place to get stuck in the quicksand there. Because those scarabs, you saw them down me, and I barely made it.
Yeah, you did barely make it, yeah.
Speaking of barely making, I barely made that jump there.
Yeah, well, you missed the first one.
Yeah.
That was the little transition was for, but I'm sure they could figure that out.
Yeah, probably. I think this here is the mini-boss. Yeah, definitely the mini-boss. You always know when you're going to these dark doors.
Yeah, dark doors,
Dark room, too.
Yeah, and I just... it kind of takes me back to the pose. Like, I've kind of liked the lit up parts of this dungeon. Like, kind of go, like, it makes me feel like too much like a Poe and just, I don't know. I'm just not big on it. It just doesn't feel like it fits in this dungeon.
I like the gold and the brown colors a lot more than just dark.
Yeah, dark blue, yeah. Well, dark blue doesn't fit like in a desert dungeon.
Exactly.
And Zelda's taught us one thing. It's that blue doesn't go in the desert.
Yeah, as much as I think it was all the way back in.
I don't know how much sense that made, but
as much as we talked back in part 1 about like the enemies kind of fitting here for the most part, because like the mummies and the skeletons, that's like Egyptian ruins.
Yeah,
I didn't like having these, I guess, like phantom or specter, whatever you want to call them, type enemies.
Yeah,
like the pose and like this mini boss. It's pretty cool with that giant.
He does look really cool though. That thing looks ugly. Like, I mean, I still go back to, like, you would think there's haunted spirits and prisoners.
Yeah.
Like, I just kind of thought I would be finding something like that, like some kind of old-looking prisoner.
Like, maybe he's the warden or something. Anything like that. Just
that would be cool.
Yeah. Now this is a pretty easy
Or the big guy from Green Mile.
Yes. I don't know. He has some magic. I don't know if I'd want to mess with him.
Yeah, that's true.
Granted, most of these guys we fought.
So it has some kind of magic spell or power.
We're fighting skeletons and mummies.
Exactly. And floating phantom things with huge swords.
I struggle with the bow a little bit here. Like with the Wiimote, if you're getting off screen kind of threw me off a little bit. But I do eventually get my act together.
And I had that problem a lot with Skyward Sword. Man, you were a little bit.
Yeah. Don't ask what I was aiming at.
I think in Leg Bed I had the same problem where I was trying to focus the hook shot and I could not get it down.
I mean, it's easiest if you wait till you try to Z target him, or you try to at least get him in the middle of your screen and then switch to your bow.
Yes.
That should be obvious to anyone who's playing. You saw me trying to chase him off to the side of the screen, and as soon as your Wiimote's pointing too far to the side,
we can move the left left joystick, and it moves with them.
Strafe with them a little bit. Yeah,
that might be too much for you though.
Right?
You gotta move the joystick and the arrow. I'm done,
dude. Pointing and walking. I'm not.
That's too difficult.
I'm not that ambidextrous here, or dexterous. Or
no, it's ambidextrous.
Yeah.
Your vocabulary's awful.
It's the beer, I promise. But you're right though. When you kill that guy, it's kind of cool when those bats fly out like that.
Yeah, I did like that. Kind of goes back to the. It doesn't look like the mini boss, but the one we had in Stone Tower Temple.
Yeah.
That also had the bats. Kind of very similar to that.
Yeah, because that's when we shoot with the light arrows. And
yes,
all the bats.
we shoot with the light arrows.
Maybe it's his long lost cousin. Who knows?
Maybe. I'm not going to look into it that far.
No, definitely not.
While possible.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Twilight Princess did actually... Is it on the same timeline as Majora's Mask? I think it is.
I think so.
So maybe he's as stupid as that sound, it does make sense.
Maybe
it even fits on the timeline.
It does. Maybe he's just the reincarnated of that guy. Maybe.
Yeah, I cannot remember that guy's name.
I mean, I know who you're talking about though.
But here we go. We finally got the spinner.
And as dumb as it looks, and it does, it is so much fun using this thing.
Yeah, I remember when I got that treasure chest, I was just like,
what the heck is
what
this?
the heck is this thing? This looks dumb.
Yeah, but man, as soon as we start using it to like climb higher and higher into some of these rooms.
And then there's that one main room that you're using, which is one of my favorite rooms in any Zelda game.
Me too. And plus, the way we use it to get across sand now, instead of having to worry about falling into
falling
sand,
down,
it's great to have this. Just make sure you go the right way on some of these roads.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
I got a little confused here. but yeah, it is easy to get going the wrong direction sometimes.
Well, that's where you got confused when you tried to... I don't know what you were even thinking.
Yeah.
And obviously, this is what happens when you try to roll in quicksand without your spinner.
And having no ledge in sight to
to grab onto,
Thankfully, I think
you need like a handlebar or something right there.
Yeah, I think it only takes like half a heart and it just sticks you back
to the beginning of the room. Which is actually probably where you wanted to go, to be honest with you.
Honestly, it got me closer to where.
Actually, that was actually all planned right there. If I'm correct, right? When you're playing,
exactly.
You're like, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and die because they'll just send me to where I was, and then I just can go right back up to where I wanted to go.
I definitely thought that whole way through.
Yeah.
This room kind of drove me a little crazy because you see on your mini map, there's like 3 or 4 treasure chests in this room. 5 after you count the one we just got, and they're all rupees and bombs except. Every one of them is rupees and bombs.
I mean, we said, but the treasure chests in Twilight Princess really were the most worthless ones.
But man, when you don't get one and you see it taunting you there on your
exactly,
on your map.
Because it'd be like Link Between Worlds when there's a Hylian shield and the one you forgot in the game.
Yeah, or the ores to upgrade your sword that I never got.
I did get that one.
Yeah,
but I mean, other than the heart pieces, the treasure chests aren't that good, and the heart pieces are only in the bigger ones, so...
Yeah. Actually, I do think one of the treasure chests in here is the heart piece, now that I think about it.
You're right. In that one back kind of long...
the
very last part of the room we're in, we'll have the... was that... No, this is this room, I think.
I think so.
I think you're right.
Ugh. Yeah, starting your spinner when you're in the... Or I don't even think you can once you start sinking in the sand. I don't even think you can start your spinner.
No, it just slows down.
Yeah.
You almost made that. I don't know how you actually didn't
just
make that.
Just stick out your hand.
Yeah.
Once
he's that close, you would think he'd stick out his hand and get up there.
Once again, getting back to this beginning of the room was not a bad thing.
No, that's what you're planning on doing.
Yep. And I do love, once I get onto the right rail here, just riding this all the way up to...
you actually were right. Didn't you have to actually go back to the start? Because you couldn't go across that from where you were at, right?
I don't think I could have. But I love just riding this up these walls. That's just awesome. And you jump into this pit with the spinning blade, spiked again. Just a great sequence. It is possible.
And I love that little statue. Actually, that's a statue from Ocarina, is it not?
From the Spirit Temple? I believe so.
I never noticed that until right now.
I never really paid I was too busy thinking about this guy.
Yeah, exactly. But I think if you look, I don't know if we get a view of it.
Well, we should when we get the treasure chest.
Maybe. But that really looks like the one from the Spirit Temple.
Seated.
It's got the kind of like arms and stuff. It looks very similar.
The snake and everything? I don't know. We'll find out.
Well, there's been people that have talked about, is Arbiter Grounds maybe the Spirit Temple, down the road, but...
Which would make sense,
so,
honestly.
I mean, that statue lost some size, apparently, as a replica, but I mean, it does really look like it, and like I said, there's still theories, which obviously there's tons of Zelda theories, but one of them is that Arbiter Ground, the Spirit Temple somehow became Arbiter Grounds.
Which, I mean...
Makes sense.
I could totally see
that. They're both in the desert. Logical.
Yep. I just love riding this thing up, man. When you start taking it higher and higher.
I love the room right before the boss room, which we'll get to later on in this video series. That is awesome. But yeah, going up really made it feel really cool in this game.
Plus, it's just a fun way to get higher and higher up in these rooms, I thought. I mean, it's just instead of just stairs and all that.
It's just
stuff.
like, I mean, what's there been, like, I don't know, by this time 8, 9 Zelda games out, maybe more than that. And this is the first time this concept was used. And it's always cool seeing new things in Zelda that have never been used.
And I'm pretty sure they haven't used it since.
No.
Well, I guess the only game since here has been Skyward.
Well, yeah, that's true. Between Worlds too, I guess if you want to count that.
Oh yeah. I think it'd be hard to do the spinner in a top-down game.
Yeah,
like that.
You're right. I think here's our heart.
No, never mind. I was wrong.
I think we already.
We just got it. It was one of the other treasure chests.
Okay.
I think I get both these guys at this bottom. Oh, I got your hopes up on that one. Sorry.
It looks like a hard game with your sword, though.
Yeah, they do a good job of defending. I'm not sure.
Maybe you can use like that hidden skill, like where you kind of jump
counter.
and roll around. Yeah, but you know the bombs are working so well.
Yeah,
might as well keep on.
Especially when your shield blocks the explosion, so it doesn't hurt you at all. Mm-hmm. So
kind of like the blast mask when we couldn't figure out how to use that thing and hit on killing ourselves.
So it didn't stop us from blowing ourselves up repeatedly.
We put the shield up and hit this button, and you won't get hit. Bam!
Yeah, no, it took us a while to figure out that blast.
There's your rebel bomb right there.
Once again,
why? Because he can.
Because I could. I wanted to make sure that Stalfos was dead.
Yeah.
Man, this
was tough. This is really tough. I remember trying to go through this, and
we won't tell you how many times I failed.
It was quite a big, so I cut it.
You just got to time it right, so where you avoid all. 5.
You got to make sure the spikes are in certain locations. But when we go through this door right here, and this will wrap up part 4 of the Arbiter Grounds.